Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here for the Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos. What's up, El Rosto? And thank you for hosting, my friend, on the latest Pop Culture Cosmos. TJ Johnson and I cover the weekend at the box office, including the big returns overseas, but not quite what Disney was hoping for domestically for Avatar, Fire and Ash, and if it will actually have the kind of run the previous two Avatar movies have made. So we talk about that. Also, as well, Call of Duty's possible fall from grace and rest in peace. Thank you, Vince Zampella, for coming up with or helping come up with Call of Duty and your work there, and also with Battlefield. Rest in peace. But we do talk about Call of Duty's fall from grace as the preeminent first person shooter because it doesn't look like it's going to be the number one big kid on the block for this year. We talk about that, plus also our Christmas movies. TJ and I share our thoughts on our favorite Christmas movies. And I kind of call out Macaulay Culkin as well on this week's episode. So take a listen or a watch to the Pop Culture Cosmos, now available on YouTube, on the Lakers Fast Break channel if you're a member, the Pop Culture Cosmos channel if you're not, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, want to go ahead and give some love out there this holiday season for my good friend Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on, of course, Instagram and Twitter. You see Luca. Well, you didn't see Luca in the game, but you see Luca here on the canvas art. You see also Kobe right there on the canvas art. You see Kobe and Gigi right here on the pillow. This kind of detail can be yours. Best thing you can do is start off your 2026 on a good note is follow at Trip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Let them know what you want, whether it's pop culture related, sports related, pop culture mixed with sports, or what have you. Go ahead. Just let them know what you're thinking by starting at Trip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. I want to give some love out there to John Costa's Lakers Corner. Not sure if he's going to be able to make it because I know he's traveling for the holidays, but hopefully he'll be able to stop on by after his 3-minute report, which won't be a good one because the Lakers lost. Not that his work won't be good. It's just that the result isn't good. But be that as it may, go ahead and check out John Costa at the Lakers Corner. Also, as well, Joe Soro at the Joe Soro Experiment. Don't forget, he's got his opinions out there that like no one else at the Joe Soro Experiment on YouTube, where you can like and subscribe to it as well. Well, the Lakers, a few days ago, actually, is a week ago Sunday, I believe, that it got a little testy when the Lakers first ventured into Phoenix between the Lakers and the Suns. And as we remember from that time, a little bit testy from the old harsh feelings one Dylan Brooks and one LeBron James have for each other. And that kind of spilled out onto the court and also spilled out onto social media as well. Dylan Brooks was asked about his thoughts on LeBron James, and I think he, paraphrasing now, mentioned about how I guess LeBron James was fixated on social media and all that. They don't like each other. They're not sending Christmas cards to each other. Let's just put it like that. So a little over a week later, Lakers head back into Phoenix, still stinging from a inexcusable loss to the Clippers, which I discussed on after the Clippers post game. And I said, leading into this week, I said, people don't overreact, Gerald. Don't overreact to the Lakers losing to the Clippers. Well, I said one thing that you guys didn't realize is that look at the week ahead. You don't lose games like this to the Clippers because you have a very feisty Phoenix team that is targeting the Lakers when they come in on Tuesday. And that's exactly what they did right from the get go. Even with a returning to the lineup, although he came off the bench, Austin Reeves, a returning DeAndre Ayton. Unfortunately, no Luca, and no Rui either. But yes, it wasn't a good effort from the Lakers right for the get go. LeBron James didn't matter. Didn't matter at all how much Dylan Brooks was lighting up the scoreboard, Colin Gillespie lighting up the scoreboard, Devin Booker lighting up the scoreboard, because it just seemed like it was raining threes on the Lakers. 41% overall for the Phoenix Suns, absolutely roasting the Lakers from the get go. They took the lead at the end of the first quarter and never looked back as they cruised to a victory, 132 to 108. The Lakers defense again finding no answers. JJ Redick back to the drawing board on the defense. It has continually gotten worse and worse and worse, and today was no exception. The Lakers just looked listless. The effort, the athleticism just was not there on the defensive end. Actually, Vanderbilt came out. I know he was the source of many jokes on our screen that we watched together, but it wasn't just Vanderbilt. It wasn't just Cleaver. It wasn't just Connect. It wasn't just Thiero, Hayes, or even Reeves, who seemed at times like a doorstop when he wasn't fouling, because he got 4 fouls in the first half. It was the overall effort from the entire team tonight. And despite LeBron James with 23 and 6 assists, DeAndre Ayton with 12 and 10, and Nick Smith and Marcus Smart and Jake LaRavia all in double figures, they wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. The Lakers fell behind by over 20 in the third quarter at one time, by 30. And it just never got close from there as the Lakers lose once again, 132 to 108. They're now really not too good right now. Let me go ahead and see what the updated standings are at. Hopefully, that's given me a list right here. 19 and 9 on the season. Really sad because you got to go ahead and see that Denver lost tonight by 1 to the Dallas Mavericks, and Oklahoma City got thumped by the Spurs, which would have been a great day for today for the Lakers to catch up a little bit in the standings, but that was not to be, as the Lakers really just an abysmal defensive performance. I know that Juan wanted me to single out Austin Reeves, but I can't just single out Austin Reeves. I got to single out all of them because they played a terrible defense, all of them. Austin Reeves looked like a turnstile today, absolutely, but so many of the Lakers did as well. Again, this was a terrible effort from the get-go, absolutely disappointing. And again, what people said not to overreact on the Clippers loss. This is exactly why I said what I said. I was right, and I'm going to call you guys out on it, as the Lakers, again, having a chance to move up in the standings, blow it, and they get run out of Phoenix, losing 132 to 108. What do you guys got to say about today's game, especially with the game coming up on Thursday on Christmas against the Houston Rockets, a team that has had its ups and downs so far on their road trip? They have played well in Denver, but then the next 2 games later, their next game, they lost in Sacramento. How are they doing tonight? They are down by 2 in the second quarter to the Clippers right now. Just absolutely a disappointing performance for the Lakers, especially on the defensive end. Just gave no effort and absolutely just terrible. But Tony, what's going on, my friend? Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you. Nick T, what's going on? Lakers don't get at least 45 free throws in trouble. Got a great point, Nick, because they're not a great shooting team from the outside, statistically. They do have a good half court offense as far as creating twos, and like you said, creating a lot to the free throw line. But when they don't get those calls, it makes it harder for them because, like you said, they have 2 or 3, if you want to say LeBron is still a free throw merchant, that live and feed off the free throw line. But yes, not a good performance tonight at all. Gustavo says Lakers cannot give 40 million per season to Reeves. He's good, but he's not what they need. Don't let him walk. I would try to get something out of him. Again, if you're going to trade him and you're going to commit to trading him, I mean, you're going to commit to doing something with him. You've got to go ahead and trade him before for the February deadline, because you cannot let him walk for nothing. I understand there's that temptation that you could just play it out You're going to sign him in the offseason and see how it goes. But again, you are resigning yourself to a very underwhelming defensive backcourt if you sign to both of them, because it's just not gelling right now defensively for this team. DeAndre Ayton is not the rim protector that I think that we would need. He's played well. He's played about as good as we can expect for someone that we got relatively cheap, basketball wise speaking. But still, I think we need just more around the perimeter. We need more athleticism. We obviously see that the Lakers are still having a hard time generating points off the bench as well. So, yeah, there's just a lot of issues. And the great start that the Lakers had to the season is starting to fall apart as they've been now under 500 in the last 9 games. I think they're 4-5. Yeah, it's not been very good to watch it all for us Lakers fans. But again, they're still on the top half of the Western Conference. Let's go ahead and put that into perspective. But yeah, definitely not where I'd like to see them, or like I was hoping to see them 1 week ago prior. But again, that loss to the Clippers, which I stressed was important, is becoming more and more important, especially if if the Houston Rockets come into Los Angeles on Christmas Day and feast on the Lakers. Because remember, they're playing in LA right now, so they're not actually going anywhere. They're not traveling to the crypto.com arena. They're just staying in LA. So it's going to be an easy ride over. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what plays out at 5 p.m. on ESPN and ABC against the Houston Rockets for the Lakers. But again, the defense has to be addressed some way, some fashion, because JJ is starting to lose his grip on this Lakers defense, and that is really, really disappointing indeed. But what you guys have to say, truly appreciate doing. I heard a super chat earlier. Want to go see if I can scroll up and get it. There you go. Thank you, Juan. Truly appreciate doing it. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. I know that you're been very stressed in the comments recently, and I call it like I see it. Gerald, can we stop it with Reeves already? This guy was getting abused. Even Son's comment. Yes, I know you mentioned that. Even some, and thank you for the super chat. We can't, unfortunately, as the what number 3 guy in our rotation behind Luka LeBron, or if you want to put him at number 2, what have you, a guy playing at an all-star level statistically. Unfortunately, we can't stop it with this guy already. And the Lakers, if they make a move, you know, they hopefully will make one in the not too distant future, because if this defense does not look like it's going to get a whole lot better unless the effort gets better. You saw tonight a lot of issues and a lot of problems. But Juan, I truly appreciate the super chat. I know your frustrations when it comes to Austin Reeves and his defense. Today was not just Austin Reeves, but the entire team as a whole. And again, as I said, guys, I didn't overreact with that Clippers loss, because I said to look ahead to a very motivated Suns team after what happened about 9 days ago. That stuck with the Suns, and obviously their effort you saw tonight. And here today to go ahead and discuss today's game. Good man indeed. He was part of our Discord chat. It's, of course, the guy behind the Joe Soro experiment. Joe Soro is here. Joe, I want to wish you, first off, and your family the merriest and happiest of Christmases and holidays. Hopefully everything is all well, and hopefully everything will be all well for you in 2026. The Lakers defense, they need a present. They need a present of something better than what they have today.
Yeah, I don't think this team is I don't think it's equipped to play complete basketball for an entire important season. I don't even know how to even phrase it. Tonight's game kind of checked out really after the first quarter. I wasn't very entertained. It was an abysmal product. I thought the Lakers were at least trying to win when they played the Clippers, even though they were horrid. This one, they quit after the first quarter from what I saw. And I've been reading such trash about the NBA here the last few days with all these huge breaks. And it doesn't matter what these guys do, they're going to continue to have 3-4 day breaks, 2-day breaks, and still look like complete just slobs, sit out games, and play the strategy, quote unquote, the strategy game. So I don't know what else is left. I really don't.
It just the effort tonight was really just not there on the defensive end, and of course, if they're not hitting on all cylinders on the offensive end, Joe, in the starting lineup, it just seems like the Lakers don't have any resources to go to, especially with the injuries out like today. Who is injured today? Well, Luka's injured today. Rui's injured today. These contusions, these strains, these bruises, these bumps, these are all regular parts of the NBA season that for years you and I just took for granted because they just suited up and played. And in today's mentality, it's more like, okay, we got to hold Luka out so we can hold any possibility of having him on the Christmas Day game. Rui, like was said in the chat earlier, they don't know how he got his injury. People are still wondering how he got his injury, and he's out a week and whatnot. It's just very concerning to see that this team, had they stayed together on the court, could have put some wins together that actually would have them like tonight. OKC lost by 20 to San Antonio. San Antonio looks like they have their number, giving some hope to the rest of the league. Denver lost against Dallas. The Lakers don't lose against Clippers. They're right in the thick of things in the Western Conference. But now, again, 2 losses in a row, 2 really not excusable losses in a row. And it's, you see where we're at in the Western Conference. That's all it takes.
And that might be playing a part in all this. I don't think any team seems to be afraid of anybody, even OKC at this point. And then maybe at any point. I think my confusion right now with my, I guess, basic economics numbers in my head is how is the NBA functioning right now? I'm trying to figure out. The product is absolutely dreadful. LeBron is on his last leg here, pardon the pun. So his face is going to be gone. Like LeBron is still the face of the NBA because of just seniority. And he may share that with Steph Curry to some degree still. His team is trash. It's mind-boggling to me how this league is still functioning the way it's functioning. You have FanDuel right now. I just found out not too long ago I don't know if they were holding checks for a while there with some of the regional teams. And I also heard that they may be filing Chapter 11.
Yes, for this possibly the second time because no, Bally's. Wasn't it Bally's before?
It was
that
Bally's,
had
then
this?
it turned into FanDuel. Now they're going bankrupt.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get into this too much because this is a Laker sports show, but a lot of these scumbags will file bankruptcy to basically make money. There's a lot of loopholes in that
because the
situation.
protections that it provides.
Correct. So, and that might have been the goal from the beginning. The Adam Silver, the fact that there's a discussion that's still being tabled till 2026 for whether they're going to expand or not. I started laughing. I don't know if that's just him being a lawyer and just saying, I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to jump the gun. But if this league expands, I'm just going to laugh because the league is so bad. And we have friends that have been basketball junkies their entire life who can't stand watching basketball right now. And a lot of the reasons why I'm still watching basketball is because I am a Laker fan. And They have LeBron. They have Luca. There's a star there's a gravity of stars there that will kind of bring you in. Plus, I'm a loyalist. But in terms of the product, it's just I think we're doing a disservice to ourselves watching this trash because we're supporting trash. The availability part, the effort part. If the Lakers have crappy talent, which they do, that's not something you usually get on the team too much. There's a transitionary period going on right now. I'm not going to hold too much on that. And it's just it's mediocre basketball. And folks, when I keep saying this, and I want you to listen to me when I say this, especially in a time where we're watching another league flourish with 51 million people watching the final series, the final games of a championship run. Look what the NBA did to themselves. Look what they did to themselves when they were actually doing pretty damn well. They killed all the good parts of their own league for what? For equality. For fake equality. Because there's no other reason. There's no other reason for them to have done this. And there's no other reason for them to have not even given any kind of fight during this. I have a pretty good feeling why they didn't fight, because they wanted that $76 billion TV deal to go through. I'm trying to understand how that deal is going to work. I really am. I'm not going to order Peacock. I don't give a shit what's on there. Even if the Lakers was exclusively on Peacock, I'd find another way to watch it without having to pay a fucking dime. The only reason why I'm able to watch games on Prime is because I've been a Prime member since 1999. It's no sweat off my back. I've been that guy. Like, I would have had it whether I'm watching sports or not, whether I'm watching a series or not, whatever, right? Like, it doesn't matter. And I don't pay for Netflix. I don't pay for Hulu. I don't pay for any of that trash. All that stuff comes with things that I have, or I'll just bogart it from my family. I do pay for DirecTV because they have quality on there and it's always available. And I don't have to worry about that shit closing down and this happens over here sometimes, where the internet will shut out for 7-8 hours because Frontier or Spectrum will need to go wipe their ass with something and they got to shut it down. So the product, I think, is really what hit me tonight. It wasn't really so much the Lakers. The Lakers, to give you guys a silver lining here, the Lakers just got a new leader that came in a few months ago. And I already know how that man operates. And the Lakers are going to get that operation. My issue right now, my worry is what, with these horrid rules and how to build a team in a draft that never has any next level players in it, other than for maybe one or two, if you're lucky in a draft. How are you supposed to create quality? How are you supposed to create anything of substance? How are you supposed to create dynasties? The NBA was built. The NBA at its peak was because of dominant players on dominant franchises that dominated year in, year out. The Celtics and the Lakers won 8 of 10 championships in the 80s. In the 90s, the Houston Rockets and Chicago Bulls won 8 of 10 championships in that decade. And in those 2 decades, the number 1A, and you could put either one in there, Magic, Bird, were the ones that ran those franchises. In the 90s, the 1 and number 2 guys that decade were Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. So where did this narrative come from? And then if you add the 2000s, who were the guys in that decade? The Spurs and the Lakers. And who were the 3 guys? Shaq, Kobe, and Duncan. That's it. And then LeBron and Steph in 2010s. And now we're we don't know what the hell's going to happen this decade, but I have a pretty good idea what's going to happen. So what is it? Why did you sabotage what you were great at? What people were anticipating? I couldn't wait for July 1. I couldn't wait for February 1, February 8th, February 7th, whenever the deadline would be. Why would you get rid of those things? Why would you make those instances in your business? Why would you eliminate the excitement? For what? So that some small market owner can be happy? Terrible.
Once again, it is the Lakers losing 132-108. They fall to 19-9. They're still in fourth place in the Western Conference, 6 games behind Oklahoma City. El Rosto, thank you so much again for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Hello. He low-key hopes that was going to go scorched earth with the bench before the trade deadline. Scorched earth, Rob. Scorched earth. I will say again, there's plenty of decisions that could be made if you wanted to make.
Jonestown, I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. That is one insult that I will not tolerate, even if it's a joke. You got one more chance. You ever mention anything with me and me being anything related in a good way to the Astros, your motherfucking ass is gone. Fuck the Astros and fuck those assholes in 2017. Sorry, Gerald. Go ahead.
No worries.
That's your only shot. You can call me a bum. You can call me a dude.
You've been called. What you been called?
As a dude.
Clown.
Playing another dude.
Let me get my list out here.
You can say I wear my grandma's combat boots. You can call me anything you want all day. Do not ever call me an Astro fan, even as a joke. Fuck those guys. Seriously, fuck them all.
Once again, the Lakers lose 132-108.
You're a bum. Just kidding. I was kidding. I was kidding.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All right. I do want to ask you, though, Joe, again, there has to be some decisions made, I guess, if you want to make the team more competitive this year, because as you can see that there's still a lot for the Lakers that need fixing. And I'll start with the defense and the athleticism and shooting. A lot of the basic areas you need in order to go ahead and be a winning team, Joe. But I know the one target tonight that a lot of people are stressing on, Juan and Nick T in particular, is one Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves tonight came back into the lineup. They did the Victor Wembanyama thing where they had him coming off the bench, which ironically is what you and I asked for him to do coming into this season. 17 points, but it really was nominal because he was a turnstile when he wasn't fouling people in that first half. Your thoughts on Austin Reeves? And again, he wasn't the only one. Let's not put it all on Austin Reeves, because I know Juan and Nick T to a lesser extent want to do that, but this team defensively has a lot of issues. And if Austin Reeves is going to get all this pub with all the stuff that's going on, all-star, everything included on all that, you have to point out what he doesn't do well right now, and that's defend.
Well, the context in terms of the bench for Reeves is a little off. We have said that Austin Reeves' most valuable asset would be off the bench on a title team. Him coming off the bench to cover for someone like Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, I was going to say Hui Hachimura. Freudian slip there, sorry. Rui Hachimura. That doesn't count. that's not what we've been saying. Austin Reeves' best asset, Austin Reeves' game, Austin Reeves' value when it matters would be best on a championship team off the bench, because his skill set would be used in its highest form, in that he can be valuable in exploiting the bench after, let's say, the 7-8 minute mark of the first. See, I'm so used to my mind still can't get out of the Phil Jackson rotation. That's how much that man embedded the rotations in my head. And of course, Kobe's availability. And it's, you get spoiled by it. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm spoiled by it. I always remembered Kobe all first. Kobe rests the first 6 minutes of the second. Then he plays the rest of the second, plays the whole third, and then he rests the first 6 minutes of the fourth and finishes the game. I'm used to that, right? I'm used to the 12 minutes that he would take off from in those areas. So I use that as my template a lot of times. So kind of bear with me when I say this. And I'll use that template just in honor of Kobe and the great teams that we saw back in the day. If Austin is running, let's say that's that kind of setup, right? On a team that's got legitimate starters from 1 to 5. You are now going to use Austin Reeves to keep leads after the first quarter. He's going to murder their bench. And when you need him for other things, sure. But that's where his energy would be. That's where you know how when we talk about this guy knows his role? Now imagine this. It's a greater version of what it is, because I believe this next guy I'm going to talk about is a Hall of Famer, by the way. Manu Ginobili, who is a starter in the NBA, in any team, in any league, in any era, understood. I'm assuming this is how it went. I'm assuming that Greg Popovich said to him, Manu, I want to do something here that is really going to help us. I'm talking, it's going to help us to the point where teams won't know what the hell to do. What are you going to do when you're already whooping everybody's ass in the first quarter, and then you send Manu while your big guys are resting because they just got their ass whooped? You see where I'm getting at with this, guys? Now, we got a little bit of a low-key version of that. I shouldn't say low-key, pretty high-key with Lamar Odom, right? Lamar Odom came off the bench. There was a lot of, is Lamar going to want to come off the bench? What happened to the Lakers when Lamar decided to come off the bench? Yeah. Back-to-back championships. Yep. And then a year after that, he won Sixth Man of the Year. Yes. So, pardon us for not knowing history, seeing history, and seeing the results, seeing the game that makes sense for that. Are y'all connecting here? I know Gerald is, because Gerald, we were there watching the games. So I'm going to stick with the program. Austin Reeves is best suited to come off the bench on a championship contending team. And I will stand on that as long as I can breathe. If he's a starter, there is still value, but his best value is off the bench. I don't care if he scores 40 points a game between now and the end of the year, because it doesn't matter, especially in a league of soft, pussy-ass bums that can barely go a day and a half without getting injured and sitting on the bench.
Once again, it is the Lakers losing 132-108. El Rosto says, "Shut up, Joe. Buy a coffee." Thank you again for the super chat.
I don't drink coffee.
But happy holidays to everyone out there, including you, Jonestown. For whatever nonsensical things that you're saying, we always get one of these just idiots, and it's just like, okay, we one up you every time you come on into the chat. It's fruitless, it's pointless, and it makes no sense. You're saying I look like Austin Reeves. I'll take his paycheck, thank you. That's what I'll take from Austin Reeves.
Who looks like Austin Reeves?
He said I did, so Okay, I didn't know that Austin Reeves looked like a
Why? Because you're
56-year-old
both
man.
white.
Evidently, I must have been drawn
Look,
on
man,
something.
I've been around white people my whole life. Not all white people look the same. Trust me.
And on that note, also here today, good man.
You want to get racial?
Not really. It is my good friend.
I wasn't
indeed.
talking to you.
I know, but he's kind of quiet right now. Jonestown is. It is, of course, my good friend Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Please like and subscribe. Legend, great to have you here today. Disappointing loss, but I said on Saturday when we both talked about how important it was to win those games, no matter who you put out there against 6-win teams. And people were saying we're overreacting, because I said, look ahead to that next week. You have starting on Tuesday, you have a very motivated Phoenix Suns team that wants a measure of revenge for what happened 9 days ago. They remembered that and they played like that tonight. And then you have a Thursday night tilt against a Houston team that is sliding on its own after its own Sacramento loss. And whatever's going on tonight right now, we don't know for sure because they're playing the Clippers right now. They could be losing as well. But your thoughts, my friend, on the Lakers, and this is exactly why you make sure you clean up your messes before you go ahead and hit up those potentially difficult games coming up this week.
Yeah, that's when them games like the Clippers game kind of come back to hunt you a little bit. And now you done lost 2 in a row, and when the things kind of stacked up like it is right now, it penalized you. So now you're looking at a potential. You got to play Houston on Christmas Day. It's pretty much just a must win at this point. Because I looked at the standing a little while ago. You lose that game, now you're looking at a possible 5th or 6th seed. Like it 3 games in a row hurt you like that. So it just adds up that you just got to win games that you're supposed to win. And it's unfortunate with the injury bug, but you just gotta figure it out. And it's just the same old issues. Defense still an issue, and your bench. It's just the same old issues pretty much coming. At this point, it's just Rob Pelinka. What you gonna do, man? It's just pretty much the Lakers are what they is at this point. It's what it is.
And that is a team that I think that it's what we were expecting, Joe. This is right around where we were expecting this team to be. Most of our panelists, Joe, to a T, said 4th, 5th, or 6th in the Western Conference this year because they had flaws, which we talked about heading into the season. So this comes as no surprise. But the early season success for the Lakers, I think, drew a wool over many people's eyes on how far they wanted this team to go and thought this team to go. Unfortunately, unless Rob makes some changes, makes some tweaks, brings in some athleticism, defense, and shooting, this is the kind of team, like Legend says, this team is what it is. And I think we're seeing it right now. Your mic is not working.
This team is...
Got it.
Sorry, I was finally trying to figure out my audio, and I wouldn't have known unless I spoke, so that's good that it happened. This team, aside from its really starting 5, maybe top 6, is abysmal. And no one is going to trade a stick of used gum for them. So, and Rob Pelinka is not capable of doing anything other than he's made 2 big trades in his life. And one was a demand trade and the other was a demand trade.
Handed right into his lap.
Yep.
So, and demand trade, you guys can disagree with my theory on this. That dinkus, that Opie-looking motherfucker over there that owns the Dallas Mavericks, wanted Luka gone, and I would like any proof that it wasn't true. If you want to tell me Nico Harrison had everything to do with that, I don't know 100% if that's true. I don't feel it. I feel like ownership wanted him out. They used Nico for it, and it came out the way it is. And I'm not here to talk about that anyways. The point is, Rob Pelinka doesn't know how to build a team in any way, and he's never been able to, never shown it. So, And even if he did some good things in the past, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm talking about now. Okay, this team needs to get out of this season. It needs to get out of this season. If they can compete, if they can get lucky, great, awesome. I thumbs up, and we'll try to enjoy it as much as we can. Although tonight was really difficult. I anytime I see Bronny James on the bench, I really get irritated. By the way, it really bothers me. That fucker should not be on this team. And I'm sick of this. I am sick of this charade. It's a charade. Get that guy off that team. He does not belong in the NBA, and let alone playing in a freaking NBA game. This thing needs to play out so that you can get rid of the trash, and they're doing it slowly. Can't do it all at once. Got to acclimate and all that. And then you're going to see in the next year or two how this thing is going to get built. It's a reason why I said 2027, because that's probably when this thing is going to start looking normal. You don't have to worry about the same used diaper that we've been watching for the last 5 freaking seasons. Same story, same issues, no defense, no depth, no dick, no what. Everything is the same. And watching Jared Vanderbilt attempt to play NBA basketball makes me want to jump out of my window. And I have a driveway out of that window, so I'd have no shot at surviving. Zero. Okay? It's so... I was calm during our chat.
Yes, you were. I give you compliments for that.
I was calm because maybe it was a buildup for tonight's show, but even after the game was over, maybe I still didn't feel like I needed to go that way.
You seem very laid back.
Yeah.
Not now.
Seeing him get snatched twice like an old lady in an 80s movie before Charles, and this time we don't have a Charles Bronson to come out of nowhere with a 44 Magnum to shoot the guy, right? Like it's so aggravating to watch inept talent. It's exhausting. And I have this argument because I'm watching every game. We've watched every game. I'm having this argument about, oh, Luka's not the best player in the NBA, this and this and that. I go, do you watch the fucking games, asshole? Do you see what Luka does with double teams and triple teams? This man is getting pressed every possession because they know he cannot. They know that no one else is going to do shit. And he's still able to drop 35, 9, and 9. What is going to happen when this guy gets single covered? And this shit happened in Dallas too, by the way, guys, with Kyrie. So what is it? What is it? And I can see it in JJ's body language, and I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together here. Everyone was kind of snickering and wondering why did they extend JJ Redick? And I was asking that question too, because coming into the season, I told you, Gerald, I told everybody, I said, I didn't like what I heard in June because it involved you know who, and he was going to get time. I was like, what? And of course, we're dealing with the whole LeBron thing. So what is it? Why did they extend JJ Redick? Well, I think we've seen in the last month or so some shit build up. You could see it in his body language. You could see it in his face. He's sick and tired of that shit. He's the one getting caught yelling, shoot the fucking ball. You're wide open. Dive to the basket, dumb numbnuts. Pass to the open guy going to the basket. You know what, Nick? How are you supposed to play? Have you not watched the last couple games, Nick, or are you blind too? Are you watching the games like this? You're watching it like this, right? Who do you want him to pass to? To do what? To Gabe Vincent? My only memory of Gabe Vincent this year is missing wide. I'm talking about there isn't a single guy near him. Wide open threes. That's my memory of Gabe Vincent. Oh, and the other memory is him sitting with sweaters on the bench, smiling. That's the memory. You want him to pass to him. Oh, you want him to pass to Jake LaRavia, right? Oh, you want him to pass to Austin Reeves, who isn't really a spot-up three-point shooter. He's a ball-handling type guy that goes to the basket, creates, physical stuff. Are you going to send that to LeBron? Is LeBron a stand-up shooter? Is Connect going to make the shot? How about Marcus Smart? Maybe Marcus Smart sometimes. Who is he going to pass to? DeAndre Ayton? Hero ball for what? There's a reason why it's called hero ball, because he's the only hero, and LeBron didn't play the first freaking month. So what is it? What do you want him to give? Who do you want him to give the ball to? Tell me. You want him to give it to Ayton for a mid-range game. Why? So that he can score 2 points, and then the other team can shoot wide open threes, make it. Then you go back, give DeAndre Ayton the same thing, and based off his averages, he's going to hit 50% from the field. That means he's going to miss the second shot. Then the team comes back, shoots another three, makes it. Now you've been down 6-2. 6-2 in 4 possessions. Or again, are you watching the game like this? Or maybe you're watching basketball in 2003. It's 2025. There is no, let's get the big guy, the ball in the post and in the paint. Did you not see the Atlanta game the other night? That wasn't even an OT game. 152 points to win the game. Some of y'all need to wake up and watch what you're looking at. You're so into wanting to be right. You're wrong. That's a horrible way to think. You're so dead set to wanting to be right so that you can feel good about yourself, but you're wrong. You know why you're wrong? Because it's on tape. Go watch. And if you can't interpret it, come to my house. I'll replay the motherfucker for you, and I'll point it out to you. I'm not saying this because I want to feel good. It's what's going on. You don't believe me? 132 to 108. 132 to 108. You know what the other score was the other night? 103 to 88. 88 in 2025. 88. These guys can't shoot. And you want to give DeAndre Ayton the ball from 12 feet every time. Wake the fuck up. This isn't 1984 with Jamal Wilkes shooting the 12-foot layup. Those days are gone. Larry Bird averaged 2 3-point shots a game, and he was considered the deadliest three-point shooter in the 80s. The shit has changed.
Once again, it is the Lakers losing 132 to 108. Jose, again, you can say all you want about Luka's defense and whatnot. Reeves,
can you bring something more original a little bit? I don't know how many times we have to do this show. Oh, it's his defense. What was it tonight? Luka was dead somewhere tonight. So how are you going to blame it on him tonight? It's the same stupid response. It's Luka's defense. What are they going to do about it? Luka wasn't playing tonight? What was the excuse tonight?
And Austin single-handedly gave up 130 points.
You want Luka?
But there are other players on this team that need to play defense as well, and they all sucked, Joe. When you guys so desperately want Reeves to be Alvin Robinson, don't you? Seriously, that's who you guys want him to be. And I used that name on purpose. I knew
I know, and I knew Legend would know who I'm talking about, and that, of course, Gerald's going to know who that is. But I want you all to go find out who that is, because some of you don't. Some of you don't even know what the fuck you're watching on TV now. Reeves and Luka will never sniff an all-defensive team. Get over it. You know how you get around it? You supply the talent around them to do it. Okay? Tom Brady ran a 8.640. You know how you protect that man? The best line, the best coach, and the smartest receivers in the game. Motherfucker won 7 Super Bowls with 2 different teams. Okay? Stop living in fantasy land. Tom Brady was never going to be athletic, was never going to be a running quarterback. Motherfucker handled business. You got to do the same thing for Luka. Okay? You don't want to do it? You don't want to accept it? Go watch lacrosse. It was a really good fight the other night with the goalies. That was some good-ass shit, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw it.
No, the fight I saw was Jake Paul getting his jaw rearranged in 2 places.
He got knocked out.
Yeah, exactly. And showing us the x-rays of all of his breaks. But I do want to say this before I get it back to Legend, because I've got a good Golden State question for him about last night.
He got spicy.
Yeah, very spicy indeed. Again, Joe, how long has Austin Reeves been on this team for, Joe?
5 years.
So you already know the player that he is on the defensive end. This is not an accident. People are just acting and waking up like this is yesterday. Oh, Austin Reeves just can't play defense and whatnot. We've had dedicated shows how he can't play defense. And when he does, and when he gives every amount of effort on the defensive end, he sucks on the offensive end. He cannot play as a two-way player when it matters the most. He has to focus on one or the other. It's just that simple. We've told you this, guys, for years. We've dedicated shows to his defense and how bad it is. So it should come no surprise to Rob Pelinka when he's building a team that's supposed to be competing in the Western Conference to get more high-level defenders that can be at least competent on the offensive end. Jared Vanderbilt is not it. You don't give that guy going into getting a double foot surgery a 3-year extended contract. You don't do that. Or was it a 4-year extended contract? My bad. It's still 3 years left.
It's 4 because the numbnuts gave him a player option.
Yeah, so there you go. So there you go. And you have to have a GM that understands where your assets are, how good, what are they good at, what are they not good at, and build a team around it. What is your star capable of? So you guys always address, you always focus in on Luka and Austin, and you seemingly give everyone else on the team a pass. And that's the problem. There are 13 more spots on this roster that you could have filled with better players, but for reasons which we've already gone into for years now, he has not done so.
So defense, again, defense matters to some. Yeah, defense matters to some.
Focus your attention on Rob Pelinka. That's who you should be mad at the most, because he did not build a sufficient defensive team around Luka and Austin. And it's just that simple. Legend, let me get you back here. Last night, saw something very interesting. Discussion during a timeout, second quarter, I believe it was, where there was because he left just before halftime and didn't come back. And that was Draymond Green in the Golden State Warriors game. And this was a game that they won. And again, just Draymond being a Draymond, started going after coach. And I know Joe has no love affair for Steve Kerr, but in the middle of a game like that, whatever disrupted those two personalities, and it wasn't Steve Kerr kicking him out, it was Draymond Green walking out and not coming back. Your thoughts on last night's very spicy situation for Draymond Green and Steve Kerr?
I would definitely say a little heated moment between coach and player. The part I will give Draymond credit on is you could have sat there and lost it and done some of the dumb stuff you done in the past. But I give him credit for at least saying, you know what, I'm just going to walk off, cool off, and call it a day. I know he came back later on, I think a little bit before the fourth quarter. But I give him credit for that part. Is that a good look? No, it's not a good look. But also this kind of shows you just how the season haven't been great for the Warriors. It just shows you that they're going through some stuff right now. And it's pretty obvious at this point that some changes need to be made going to this, with the trade deadline being right here around the corner. Pretty much here. They need to make some moves. And last night pretty much showed that there are some issues with that team. There's no doubt about it. Is the Warriors a good team? Hell no. I say that in a heartbeat. I'm a Warriors fan. This is not a good team. They got a lot of problems that need to be fixed. And they're going to all start. You moving Camila is the first step to fixing things with that team. But it happens. Happens all the time. But I will give him credit for at least doing the right thing to walk off and cool off and then come back later on. I give you that much credit. But I would have really been disappointed in Steve Kerr if you'd have still put him back in the game after all that. You can't put him back in the game. You got to miss the rest of the game. So I give Steve Kerr credit for doing the right thing as a coach. But it did let you know.
He didn't send him. It was just Draymond Green leaving, and he decided he didn't want to come back. It's just that simple. Just Draymond being Draymond. And I don't know. That's, again, another disruption. And again, it's old. If you're right now, you're 15-15. You've had so many years you've dealt with this. It just, after a while, Legend, how, like with us with LeBron and all of his social media antics and all that, it just gets old. It just gets tiresome. Exactly. How much more patience do Golden State fans have?
Me personally, I look at it as when Clay left, that was right on the wall to me. And I feel like the right on the wall for Draymond is pretty much coming here too. It's coming.
Who wants that? They can't trade him.
But I'm about to say I don't know who would want him at this point, especially at this age, because this is probably his worst season, I think, too. If I remember right from the stats, it's like one of his worst seasons so far. You can tell he's digressing. You can tell it. So it's like you probably need to consider moving him, but who would take him? Because I can't blame nobody not wanting to take him. But it's the end is near. To me, that's just kind of that signs are pointing. The end is near. It's all right there. They need to really put a team together to where it ain't all on Steph, and it feel like it is still right now. That's not fair to Steph. He's 37. You shouldn't have to do that. Vice versa with LeBron. You shouldn't have to do that.
Absolutely, you're right. But again, this team, Joe, in Golden State, it's right now. It's all about Stephen Curry, and because the young players that they drafted just did not develop consistently, and the older players that they got. I mean, Butler, you never expect consistency from him in the regular season because he's always been committed to the playoffs. And in the case of Draymond Green, you don't know what you're getting from 1 minute to the next.
So here's the story of the Golden State Warriors. They have smart people up in their area. The only bad move I think they made recently was re-signing Draymond Green. He was toast even during the 2022 championship run. However, maybe they valued, hey, man, we would love for him to retire as a Warrior, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, I get it. However, the Warriors went in a little bit last year by acquiring Jimmy Butler. They said, okay, we're going to go in. We'll give him some money. We'll do whatever. But you know what? In a couple of years, the shit don't work out. We'll be okay. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure Legend knows, after 2027, I mean, they are clean.
Yep.
They have nothing. They can start over. I'm talking. They're almost taking out almost $200 million in contracts. $200 million. They're not going to be like, I don't know, one contract or two, right? So they are prepared for what's coming. And how fast does 18 months go, guys? We're 18 months from that. And the Lakers and the new leadership know that as well. 2027 was always the number. The moment I heard Mark Walter was purchasing the Lakers, the first thing that popped in my head was 2027. Now, a lot of that had to do with Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, Jokic, but we don't know if those guys are not going to sign extensions. We don't know that. But at the moment now, this moment, And you can't be one of those people, oh, well, they're probably just going to sign. No, you can't assume anything until it happens. Why? I'll give you another example since we're talking about the Warriors. If the Warriors thought, oh, Kevin Durant ain't leaving OKC. He's got a championship team. They almost took everybody out and blah, 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 blah. And weren't prepared for 2016 for his eventual arrival. Look what that did. And a lot of the people who talk and yap and blah, 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 and I've been through this here, right, with the Dodgers. And so many people dogged on Max Muncy, and they dogged on the Rojas's and the Kike. Well, maybe not Kike. Kike always kind of had a clean slate no matter what he was doing. But there was so much just negativity and stupid comments from idiot morons. And I'm talking about our own fans, useless brains, Laker fans, Dodger fans, guys that have their head up their ass. The haters come in and they start imagining shit in their heads about what we're saying. Like the fact that somebody said, and I'm sure there's somebody out there that keeps saying it, but I know we didn't say it. So I don't know why the fuck they're talking about it in here. I never said Austin Reeves was a superstar, okay? There are a handful of legitimate superstars in the NBA. My criteria for superstar is much different than what some dink on ESPN, Fox, or any of those fucking loser-ass analysts who got their job sucking somebody's dick. I don't know what. They don't know shit about basketball, and half of them played in the NBA. Telling me, oh, man, this guy's great. I remember after Gilbert Arenas scored 60 at Staples, they were talking about, is this guy the greatest offensive player that's ever played in the NBA? They were talking about that shit with James Harden for 3 years. Is this the greatest? Some numbnuts. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Daryl Morey. Talking about how James Harden's offense is better than Michael Jordan's offense. Michael Jordan would have taken James Harden, eaten him, took a shit with a beard in it, and dunked on himself. To have the nerve, all you, everyone out there, to compare certain things to certain things, I mean, it's mind-boggling to me how stupid some interpretations are. Comprehension, some of y'all need to seriously, like, get one of those machines for the ears, when you get out of the shower. I don't think the Q-tips are working if you do use those. Get that machine that really gets that shit out so you can pay attention and listen, okay? We never said in a million years in here that Austin Reeves is a superstar. He is amazingly good, right? A lot of times, sure.
I mean, it's found money because he's undrafted.
Dropped 50 points. How many guys in the NBA have you known that have dropped 50 points?
Undrafted player, Joe.
Undrafted. On top of that, this guy has exceeded his worth by a mile, by far. But we have said for 3 years before he got really good, this man belongs as a number 6 on a championship contender.
Agreed.
If you don't buy it, then you go watch all the games and tell me how it's different. Again, this is the part where you're gonna lose 100% of the time. We haven't missed a game, and I don't know how long. I missed only one recently in the last 4 years because of a protest, just for fun. That's it. We've watched every game. What are you going to tell me? What are you going to tell us? It's going to change, though. There's a positive in this. I know I'm kind of going up and down here, but guys, don't worry. We're not going to have to worry about Rob Palinka, whatever the fuck he is. We don't have to worry about Genie anymore. We don't have to worry about the bus bullshit. It's all going to go away soon, guys. Mark Walton, the Guggenheims are going to take over. They're going to put the best motherfuckers in here, and they're going to handle business. It's just going to take time, and it's going to take a little bit longer than it would in baseball because of the numbnuts who decided to go with this particular CBA. It's just what it is. Money's got to come off the books, though, which is good because the Lakers are going to have, at least it's recent, right? They're not stuck for the next 4 years like some of these teams where they're paying a bunch of numbnuts fucking 4 or 5 year contracts at $40 million, right? Guys like in Sacramento, guys in New Orleans, right? Unless they somehow, I don't know, figure out a way to find someone to take the hippo out of there, right? So we are talking about there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's coming. And in the meantime, we'll try to enjoy the games best we can, but the Lakers are making it very difficult here recently because they don't give a shit. And they can't play through any adversity or any pain. And that's the part that's frustrating because everyone else in the league is the same way. And Adam Silver has unfortunately let the toothpaste out of this tube, and he's never going to be able to get it back in.
Once again, it is the Lakers losing 132-108. The Lakers are 19-9, fourth place in the Western Conference. Legend, just to want to give everybody an update. The Clippers are about 12 ahead with 10 minutes left in the game over Houston. So there is the possibility Houston loses that one. And both Houston and LA will be heading to a Christmas Day game. Losers of two in a row. Very concerning there. But I do want to go ahead and say tonight's game, I said, and you said, Phoenix would be very, very motivated by what happened 9 days ago. It wasn't that long ago. These were very pointed comments that were made by Dylan Brooks here. And again, his act gets tiresome. Take a look what happened in Memphis. But for now, it's great because it's keeping this Phoenix team partially. He's one of the best reasons why Phoenix team is actually above 500 at the moment. And today he played like it. Today he played like a guy who had something to prove against LeBron and the Lakers for a little bit of revenge coming back for what happened 9 days ago.
Yeah, you got to give Phoenix credit. They came in and did exactly what we said, Drew, was going to happen. They're going to come here, they're going to show up, and they're going to want revenge. And they did exactly that. From tip-off, they play ball. And, Lakers just weren't able to show up. The injuries affected them. And, defensive woes, we know that already. Just the same old issues with the Lakers. But you just got to give a lot of tremendous credit to Phoenix. They came in, they handled business. And now you're in a situation where I think we played them like 4 times. So you still got one more game against them going back to LA. So at least they're going to be in y'all house. But it's almost like it's a must-win in that game too now. Otherwise, they're going to have a tiebreaker over you. So it's a lot of pressure, just like Houston on the verge of losing tonight. The next game between Houston and Lakers, this is a big game for both sides. Both sides need this win at this point. So it's going to be interesting seeing how they plays out. But, just got to, for the Lakers, just going to have to step up and try to dig yourself out of a hole. But you got to figure out about the health thing too, though, because I don't know how long Luka's going to be out. You can't take a chance with stuff coming to your legs or anything like that.
JJ said there is still a possibility. Imagine that, because it's Christmas, that he could be there for Christmas. Imagine that he might be healthy enough for Christmas from that bruise he suffered there, Legend.
NBA kind of made a call then.
Yep. You think the league might not be looking into that, Joe, as far as the contusion for Luka Doncic on that? You're on. Oh, I got you.
That's on Luka too. That's on Luka. I'm sorry, but Luka has power over the. You think Mike D'Antoni was going to tell Kobe Bryant, "Hey, you need to sit down"? Mm-hmm. He would have looked at him like, "What?
Do you know who I am?"
Yeah, so here's the beauty of this question. So again, this is my own fan base brotherhood, right? Oh, we need to rest Freddie Freeman, and we need to rest. Everybody fucking rest. Go tell Freddie Freeman he should sit down and rest. Freddie Freeman is one of the nicest men you'll ever meet. But that motherfucker, man, I've seen him sometimes when he gets pissed. You're like, oh, shit. Go tell Freddie Freeman to sit. See what he tells you. Go tell Shohei Ohtani to sit. We'll see what he tells you. Is this the mentality you want? Oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna stay in for the night. What is this? Where'd you learn this from? Huh? I mean, seriously, what the fuck has happened? What, you get a little owie, you stay home now? I had a sciatic being in the goddamn car 14 hours. I could barely sit. I'm still schlepping around, moving 100-pound freaking rolls of turf. I'm not getting paid $18 million. And is that the reason why? Oh, I don't want to lose, my investment. Is that what it comes down to? What about when Michael Jordan was playing 82 games a year, having all those hard practices, making $30 million a year? How come he wasn't thinking that? How about Kobe Bryant? Played 2 years with his knee in his tibia, right? Or fibula, maybe. I don't know where. He had no cartilage in his knee. Go tell Kobe not to play. See how that turns out. Yeah, that's what it's come to, guys. I'm sorry, but I try to use an example of me, and I know I'm a nobody, but you guys know who Kobe is. You know who Michael Jordan is. How come they're the great? What does it take to be great, right? We're talking about Luka here. We're talking about the great players, right? We got numbnuts over here talking about, the only reason why Austin gets 40 points is because of fouls. What the fuck do you think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets his points from? Flying in the air? That's part of the game. You do know that, right? Creating fouls. It's an art. How the fuck do you think James Harden won scoring titles? Taking a shit in the middle of the fucking court? Part of the game is to create movement, collisions, so that you can get to the line. Learn something. You're going to say some shit. This isn't the other Laker channels where some dork geek is going to just ban you because they're not liking what you're saying. We're going to call your dumbass out. And then if you really get hurt and start yapping, then we're going to invite you on the show so we can clown you, so we can look at your face. But no one ever does that. They usually go flying like a bird. Okay, so Shea plays defense. Did Larry Bird play defense? Did Magic play defense, Gerald?
Not great, but
how many defensive teams did Magic Johnson and Larry Bird go to in between 1980 and 1989?
How many all defensive teams?
How many all defensive teams were they on between 1980 and 1989?
I'd have to check Bird, but I know
it's called
that.
Zero.
Yeah.
Like some of your guys' IQ. Zero. How many championships did Larry and Magic win between 1980?
You may be wrong on the Bird thing, though.
I'm sorry. Bird was maybe on one. Sorry. He was on one.
He was third Defensive Player of the Year in 82-83. He was 12th Defensive Player of the Year in 83-84.
No. I'm talking about the all-defensive team.
Well, he would have been all-defensive team. Maybe not in 83-84, but 82-83, yes.
I think he was on one all-defensive team, now that I remember.
Defensive two, yeah. 2 years. 82-83, 83-84, he was all-defensive team, second team, I guess.
Okay, so he's on the second team in both those years?
Yeah, it says defensive two on Basketball Reference, so I'm assuming.
Hold on, let me look.
Does that mean he's all defensive team? Yeah, all defensive teams. Yeah, he was second on both those years, Joe.
Okay, so hold on.
Larry Bird. Oh, no, he was first team. He was first team in 82-83. The year after, he was second all defensive team. So,
wow.
Interesting.
So, I wasn't sure. I was sure on Magic, but I wasn't sure on Bird. Drip Show Shop, by the way, thank you for the super chat. Wish Mark W could just blow up the front office. I am right there with you, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're already going to do that.
It's a question of when. That's the next question. So, it is of course the Lakers 132.
Wow, I am. That is a stat I will never forget.
Yeah.
So Larry Bird between 82, 83, and 84 was on the second all defensive team.
He was the first all defense, because if you look down below on Basketball Reference, he was first all defensive team in 82-83, 83-84, he was second team. So according to Basketball Reference.
I'm on Basketball Reference. It says Def 2, Def 2, and Def 2 in 82, 83, 84.
It says all NBA team. My bad. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Teams. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He's first all NBA.
Okay,
team.
I think that's where I got. Okay, so
Second all defensive team in both those years. Okay, my bad.
I think I got confused on that one too when I was looking at the stats.
Yeah, it didn't have it properly placed, but yes, it's all defensive second team on both those years. So, getting back to what we're talking about here.
I was wrong about Larry. Sorry.
There you go. So let's get Legend in. Yes, I was trying to Xbox, but we were just trying to clear up what's going on with Basketball Reference. Legend, of course, we've got Christmas Day again, the highlight for the season, where mythically, supposedly, so many people start tuning into basketball is now on Christmas. That used to be the case. Now, who knows what happens in the age of streaming when people actually tune into basketball? But Lakers and Golden State Warriors are part of 5 games on the slate for Christmas. I discussed it in detail with my good friend Caleb Ponce on the latest NBA observations. Your observations, though, on this, you've got a matchup against Dallas, and the Lakers have a matchup against Houston. And looking at it, Houston's going to lose. So right now it'll be Lakers and Houston going in with 2-game skids, and the Dallas Mavericks coming off of a win against the Denver Nuggets, facing off against your 500 Golden State Warriors. And who knows what Draymond Green you're going to get.
You're right. Going into a must-win situation. Hey, 15 games. I mean, this is a must-win. Low key to me, we get to December, we're finna be in January soon, getting close to that halfway point. So it's now or never. Start turning your season around, or get ready to start waving that white flag and get ready for 26-27 season. It's a must-win at this point. There's nothing else to it. And the front office need to make some trades because that current roster is not it. I would not spend no money to watch that in person if you paid me right now. If you offer me $1 million ticket, I still wouldn't go.
I didn't even tell you, the worst defense of all is been played by your other team, Atlanta. They gave up. Yeah. They scored 150 over the weekend. I forgot. I didn't even get a chance to catch up with you on that. I forgot. I knew I forgot something. They scored 150 and lost to the Bulls, 152 to 150 the other night. And I was going like, Legend must be like going out of his mind.
I had to go get me a drink after that because that was just
what happened to Atlanta. I mean, Trae Young came back to the lineup and their
defense. Yep, that happened.
Yeah, so
they started playing defense. They left the D at home.
Yeah.
Pause.
That's true. They did leave the D. It looks like the Lakers, both those teams left the D at home. Joe, Christmas Day matchup against the Rockets. Again, they look like world beaters this time last week when they went into Denver and they smacked them around in Denver. 2 games later against the terrible Kings and the terrible Clippers. And both Houston and the Lakers will be struggling when they meet up on Christmas Day, Joe.
I don't really know how this is going to play out at all.
I wanted to wear my Santa Lakers hat tonight, but I didn't feel like bashing the Lakers in my Santa Lakers hat, so I didn't feel like doing it. Didn't the vibe? The vibe didn't match.
I think the Lakers have played valiantly up until tonight, probably. It's just it's not a Laker problem either, too. It's just a mentality problem in our current society. I mean, I know a lot of people enjoyed it, but and I wasn't trying to watch the fight the other night, but the boys put it on there, and of course I like hanging out with my boys. The fact that a jizz stain like Jake Paul is in a ring with a superior athlete, and that superior athlete allowing himself to lower himself and his amazing career to this, knocking out some internet scumbag piece of shit. Our quality has really disintegrated, guys, and it continues to disintegrate. We are following, and it was amazing too because they're going to all these celebrities. Oh, look who's here! Oh, look who's here! And they're putting the camera on someone like, what's that guy's name? Dave Portnoy.
Dave.
Every time
Portnoy.
I hear Portnoy, I think of
Portnoy.
Tropic Thunder, the character that Jack Black plays. Every time I hear the name Portnoy, like that's a celebrity. They used to pan to the crowd, and you'd see Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, you'd see Jack Nicholson, you'd see Denzel Washington, you'd see Arnold Schwarzenegger, you'd see Stallone. You saw movie stars, real icons of celebrity. Julia Roberts when she was hot. This is what it's turned out to. I mean, I guess it makes sense going to a Jake Paul fight. This is you guys have lowered yourselves into watching this trash. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about
No, I was just watching
society.
the Twitter feed when I got to see his X-rays of his 2 broken jaws.
No, Anthony Joshua's 6'4".
That was you could tell what was going to happen by the weigh-in. This was Jake Paul, and this was Anthony Joshua right there coming out of the screen. Josh, there was like a 7-inch, 6 or 7.
It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment, and I was embarrassed that Mike Tyson. I grew up with Mike Tyson being. I can't even explain it. We talk about we talk about Bo Jackson. We talk about Michael Jordan. We talk about guys that were just out of this world, athletic, out of this world. Just we don't even know what kind of superheroes these guys are. And then you had Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson walked and scared every human on earth. That's how powerful he was. And man, did he show it. And we've lowered ourselves to this. We've lowered ourselves to watching an assless Mike Tyson fighting some fucking douchebag. And then a few months later, we have to watch that same dick face get knocked out, and we're sitting here jizzing all over it because he got knocked out. That's what this is. That's what this has come
watched
to.
it, Joe.
Fuck them and fuck their fucking life. You guys are fucking idiots.
33 million. It wasn't the same as the Tyson because that was in the 50s, but the numbers came out this week, Legend. I think earlier today it was 33 million.
So like 30 something.
So I get this, guys. Okay, so I going last minute shopping, and hopefully you guys are out there. If you do any last minute shopping, stay safe out there because the roads are crazy out there. I go into the store, I walk in, and of course these department stores, they have their last minute stocking stuffers, stuff that says stocking stuffers right there, big section as you walk in the store. What's the first thing you think you would see, Legend, as a stocking stuffer under $10 per se?
Under $10. They got some salt shirts. Might be on sale in the last minute.
Incorrect. Shower poofs is what I saw. The first thing I do, I walk in and somebody wants me to put a shower poof in someone's stocking to give to them for a Christmas present. So somebody on Christmas Day, they'll pull it out. A shower poof. Just what I needed. Just what I wanted. Just what I was asking for. Gee, thanks. All right. And then here in Las Vegas, I go to the checkout counter, ready to check out. And I look to the side of me and see all these games that are set up for outside for, as far as if you have snow. So you throw snowballs. I'm in Las Vegas.
Don't you mean a loofah? What the hell's a shower poof?
I didn't get a shower poof. I'm just saying that they were there as you walked in the door.
You're talking about a loofah, though, right?
No, talk about those shower poofs. Those little things, use the shower.
Yeah, I thought that was a loofah.
They call whatever you call. They said shower poofs. So yeah. Yeah. And then I go to the counter and I see snowball games in Las Vegas. Snowball games. Yeah, like that's gonna sell. hopefully your gift giving will be a lot better, Legend. But before we head on out, if you were going to give your teams something as a gift, I'm going to ask just to Joe as well. If you had any chance to give them a gift right now to your Atlanta Hawks or your Golden State Warriors, and Joe, I'll ask you to do the same for the Lakers, what would that be?
For my Warriors, I would get them a free Trey Kaminga and get him the hell up out of here anywhere. Don't matter. Just give him somewhere. For the Hawks, here's a 1-day free trial, learn how to play defense. Here's a video, watch it, how you play defense. You actually move your feet. You actually shuffle your feet a little bit. Raise your hands, and that's it.
There you go. Well done. Well said. Black says art loofahs for women. Joe. Shower poofs.
I've never heard shower poof in my life. That sounded kind of weird.
I'm telling you, that's what it was marked as. And
I've never heard
as.
shower poof.
I'm thinking too. I think maybe that was a loofah.
First time I heard of God rest his soul. His son plays for the Steelers. Cameron Hayward's pops. Remember Ironhead Hayward? He did one of the famous soap commercials. He's like, "But Ironhead, what's with this thingy?" So I used to call it the thingy.
Okay. Well, be that as it may, I'm sure you're not giving out thingies for Christmas gifts on Christmas Day.
When you said poof, I thought something was supposed to disappear or something.
No, it's just those poofs, the thing that collects the soap.
I had never heard of that word, but I guess now it's poof.
Yeah, that's what it was labeled as. So I'll just leave it at that.
All my stores getting ready for Valentine in our area.
Yes. So, Joe, since you're not giving out loofahs,
I ain't shaking your hand now, 805. Jesus Christ, man.
Okay.
You put your hand through that taco, huh?
Since you're not giving out,
what was it in planes, trains, and automobiles? 2 pillows.
Oh my gosh, going off the rails again. What would you give the Lakers as a Christmas present if you had one thing you could give to them for this Christmas?
Pink slip.
To the entire team? To the entire organization? Selected individuals? Because, Luka gave out bikes to the entire organization.
I guess it's more of a metaphor of just kind of, I'm ready to fire this whole setup that's here and then regroup afterwards.
Okay. We'll have Bronny James bad packed already.
Wish we could.
It's coming, guys. Though it's coming. It will be coming soon. Don't worry. This thing will get fixed. The nonsense will be gone within the next year or two. So I'm not too worried. I really am not.
Elros says fire a bunch of Lakers and import a bunch of Euro no names. Thameless says as in any Jones or Trevor Ariza type player for the Lakers. Again, they need a lot. We said this going into the season. We said they would, in many cases, a 4th, 5th, or 6th place team in the Western Conference, and that's right where they are. As the Lakers once again lose 132 to 108. But we'll be back on Christmas Day. Hopefully you will join us. Hopefully these guys will join us. Hopefully you will spend part of your Christmas Day with us. But Legend, any last thoughts from I Got Next Sports Media? My UNLV Rebels, they lost just now, 17-10 over Ohio. First time in quite a bit that they didn't score 20 points, and they only have themselves to blame. Your thoughts, my friend, on the college football scene and whatever it is else you're covering right there at I Got Next Sports Media.
I will probably do a video discussing how the playoffs is definitely about to change after this season. Sorry, G5, it's probably it's a wrap. It's just a wrap.
Yeah. I think you need to extend it even more to consider to bring in those Texases, those Notre Dames that will at least not get beat by 30 or 40 in those high profile matchups. If you still want to keep the James Madisons of the world or whatnot, these other lightweights in there that come in with lofty records, fine. But you gotta have to go ahead and bring in Notre Dame and Texas, because that's some ratings that you're even in a first round matchup that you're losing out on. Joe, any last thoughts, my friend, before we head on out?
Enjoy your Christmas, because I don't know if the Lakers are going to enjoy theirs.
Houston is athletic. They usually shoot well from three, and they offensive rebound well, which are three things
Which
the
is
Lakers
three things the
don't do.
Lakers suck at and are horrible at guarding.
805. Hit me up, man. Lakers Fast Break at yahoo.com. Let me know if you're in town, man. I'd love to meet everyone. I got to meet Aussie and his family. That was a great experience. And I've met a couple of you guys, at Summer League. I would love to get the opportunity to meet you and say hi, even if it's just to shake your hand and thank you for watching and dealing with us all year long. So
805 702 Gerald, man.
yeah, well, that's the area code, but no, that's not 7 numbers. But just hit me up, Lakers Fast Break.
I said 702.
702 Gerald. Yeah, 702 is the area code, but the actual
I said 702. Do I have to put comma Gerald?
You said 702 Gerald like that was the phone number.
The number would be short if it was just that.
That's what I meant. Never. Again, it's the Lakers and the Houston Rockets coming back at you for Christmas Day. Looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Please join us for the post game. We'll have it right after with the Lakers game and Houston. And again, I'm going to hit up Legend on an NBA observations. Hopefully get Alfred Esmond on here too. If you can, go ahead and check out my recent one with Caleb Ponce. About 90 minutes of actually over 90 minutes of good discussion on what's going on with the Christmas Day games as we preview the Christmas Day games, the rookies, and how well they're doing right now, including one that the Lakers had a chance to get, but they traded in their 2 trades up. They passed right over a double-double center, which I will explain if you watch NBA observations. And then, of course, we also talk about other great NBA subjects as well. So for Joe Soro, from the Experiment, right there for you, like and subscribe. From Legend, from I Got Next Sports Media, like and subscribe. It's Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for joining us. We'll be back smiling, happy. Hopefully with the win, I'll be able to wear this, because I really don't want to chew the Lakers out while wearing this. I wore a Santa hat one time and I was chewing out my salesman because, they sucked back a long time ago. And somebody came up to me and said, you know what, next time you chew us out, even though we did deserve it, don't do it in the hat. And I was like, yeah, I
stick this up there.
No, they were right. They're right. Yeah. Doing it in the hat is kind of defeats the purpose.
Do this.
So, Lakers, let me wear the hat this Christmas. Win, dang it. But we'll find out this Christmas. The part of the 5-game schedule coming up on ABC and ESPN all day long. But join us after the game. The Houston Rockets and Los Angeles Lakers post-game show like no one else right here. Christmas Day. And may you and yours have a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas from all of us at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Do you see the snow, Joe? Do you see the snow? Do you see the snow?
I've seen it.
We're not going to see it here in Las Vegas, but yeah. At least now I can buy a snowball game to help me out.
Good. Very nice.